Hi guys, it is Saturday morning and Caleb, Goodnight, and I are going to be doing a little shooting this morning. Next week, the two of us and a couple other guys are headed out to Wyoming and we're going to be doing some antelope hunting. So this morning we want to make sure that the rifle is properly zeroed. Really, we just want a little more practice with it because it's shooting really nicely. And we're going to do some planning, some strategizing with regard to how we pack. So, anticipating the trip next week, anticipating some future videos on YouTube that you guys can look forward to. I'm going to do a little bit of trip prep today, and I'll share it with you guys. The weather is not ideal this morning. It's raining just a little bit. And might that be foreshadowing for the trip out to Wyoming? Right now, the forecast in Wyoming calls for highs in the mid 40s, lows in the teens and 20s. And when we get there, it will have already had 2 good snowstorms. So we did a little shooting at 100 and rifle is doing great. So now we're going to go out to 200 and we're going to see how we're doing and get a little practice at this range, since antelope hunting 200 yards is probably going to be about the range we'll be taking. Alright, we just finished up shooting. We're walking down to see how the targets look. So this is Caleb. You guys probably remember him from the trip out to Grayson Highlands. That trip we had horrible weather forecast as well, and it ended up being beautiful. So maybe our luck will hold. Alright, well here we are. Let's see how we did. Alright, this is at 200 yards. That is good shooting, man. You got a lot of nice shots in there. And some of these lower ones were from the very first shots, so.
These are the first.
You're trending upward and inward. That's excellent. And same here. Some of these ones, those are from my first 5. And then most of these are from the later shots that I took. So, feeling good at 200 yards. We'll see how that translates into dead antelope in the cooler. That was a fun morning shooting, and both Caleb and I have a good sense that the rifle is ready. It's ranged at 100 and 200 yards, and I've shot it before at 300, so I have dope for that too. I'm headed back to the house now, and this afternoon I'll be doing a little bit of packing. Alright guys, so this is the truck with the sleeping platform installed but unpacked. What's new is the front section. What we have here is a panel system where these each come up, and you can see there's a ton of storage in each one of these areas, including storage there where I've got 2 different bins. So here we have all the stuff that needs to go into the truck. I'll do just a quick overview. We've got 2 coolers that we will hopefully bring 3 antelopes back in. That's the goal. We have 3 tags. Caleb's got a backpack. I've got a backpack. Those both just have hunting stuff. This is sleeping bag, tent, clothes type stuff. My jacket, Caleb's sleeping pad, my sleeping pad, sleeping bags, my clothes. That's a refrigerator that I will use for food that we eat throughout the trip. This is a food bin, and that is a dishes bin. We've got the propane tank, the water tank, and that is something new that I'm adding this year, a hitch hauler. I'm going to show you two different configurations now that we will use in the back of the truck for sleeping and storing stuff. One is for the drive up. The drive up I'm going to be doing by myself, and I'll be meeting Caleb out there in Minnesota. So for that first drive up, I'm going to probably be sleeping in a Walmart. It's just me, so I'll be sleeping in the back, and we're just trying to get there. In the back, you can see we've got the two backpacks here, so not taking up too much room. Here is the sleeping pad and my sleeping bag, so I'll be able to slide in the back of the truck and have a really good night of sleep. I've actually slept back here a number of times. It's really comfortable, so that should work out nicely. Meanwhile, I'll have access to my refrigerator, so I'll be able to make a sandwich for myself. That cooler won't be bothering anyone, and I still have access to my kitchen, which is a slide-out drawer here. So we should be good to go for that stage of the trip. I should also add that we will also use this configuration for the long drive back. Caleb and I are going to be together driving back from Wyoming, and we're going to take turns driving, and while one of us is driving, the other one can be sleeping. So we're going to leave this set up for the drive back. We only need one because we'll just be driving and sleeping kind of non-stop for 30 hours. This is the last configuration that I'll show you. For this configuration, we'll actually be in camp in Wyoming. We're going to be camping for 4 or 5 days and hunting during that time. When we're in camp, the hitch hauler can be off the back. The coolers can be on the side. It's going to be in the 40s and teens at night when we're there, so those things will actually be better off outside, especially if they have juicy antelope in them. We got our water and our propane on the side. We'll probably keep the water in the truck so it doesn't freeze at night, but it doesn't take up a lot of room. And then the two backpacks, when we're sleeping at night, will be in the driver's seat. So still plenty of room, you notice, up here for more stuff if we had it. While in camp, we'll be able to both sleep in the back of the truck. Being cold at night, that's probably going to be pretty useful. And you can see we have pretty comfortable accommodations back here. Show it to you from this side. So all of our food and clothes are packed in those compartments underneath the sleeping platform. The only stuff on top of the sleeping platform is stuff that can stay outside while we're camping. So I think that's going to work really well. We shall see. It's going to be an experiment. You might be asking, why don't we use the rooftop tent? The reason is, first of all, for the traveling, we don't want to open up a rooftop tent in a Walmart parking lot. It's a little too conspicuous. And when we're out in Wyoming, with the temperatures as cold as they're supposed to be, and with the wind, the way Wyoming wind typically is, we're going to be on the plains, we're going to be in the Redwall area. We don't anticipate a rooftop tent being viable. I am leaving it up on the roof because the next weekend after we get back from this trip, I'll be going on another trip out to the beach. So it is staying on the truck, but it probably will not be used during this trip. Well guys, thanks for hanging with me. I am super excited for Wyoming, and hopefully you are looking forward to it too, because my goal is to have all those videos from the Wyoming trip up on YouTube in the weeks and months following the trip. That'll be later in October and into November. So please subscribe if you want to see those videos, and give the videos a thumbs up so that more people will be shown them by YouTube. That would be awesome. Thank you. Bye.